Executive Director of the Historic Masonic Theater, and he'll give us an update.
First of all, thank you so much for your time this evening and getting me on the agenda to give you an update on what we're doing. I reside in Stanton, Virginia. I took the job in mid-July, and we thought we would be doing some shows by now, but we're not doing that. I think most of you are well aware of what the pandemic has done to the live entertainment industry. 12 million people are out of work, including actors, stagehands, producers, costume makers, rental houses for lights. It also trickles down to manufacturers of theatrical goods because no one's buying anything new. So it's really sort of decimated live theater and live events right now. And it trickles down to Clifton Forge. In March, when we closed, we had 10 employees. We now have 2 employees. We had thought we were going to start up doing movies inside the theater this coming Sunday, and we decided as an executive committee, I'd recommend to them that we do not with the latest outbreak. We have the ability to social distance in that room. It has 550 seats, but when we social distance, it gives us a capacity of about 150. So in the theater business, you base everything off of what the talent is going to charge you for their act. $3,000. If I've only got 150 seats, I'm going to have to charge you $125 to come see a show. And that's just not going to happen. So probably maybe some of you follow Broadway and follow live theater and what's happening. Broadway and the Broadway Theater League and the Association of Performing Arts Centers has basically drawn a line in the sand and said it's all or nothing. So full capacity or nothing, because that's the only way that the business model works. We're going to, once we're allowed under the Commonwealth's rules, is try to find some acts that are local, that may not be as expensive, so that we can start doing some live acts. The one thing that is really great for us is that we have an amphitheater. So finding a way to create a main entrance into that amphitheater, as you well know, there's many points of entrance. It's a little bit challenging for us to figure out how we're going to be able to do that, to charge for ticketing. But you can bet there's going to be a lot of stuff in the amphitheater come spring and summer of next year. I want to thank Gail Hillard, our board president, for being here. She's been through this project amazingly under all kinds of crazy circumstances, which I continue to keep finding out all the obstacles that they met trying to do this thing. You have an absolute gem of a theater. I have toured the world, I mean literally the world, with theatrical productions in small houses, medium houses, and big houses. This theater is a gem, and it needs to be loved and it needs to be used. But it is a 115-year-old building, and there's a lot of maintenance issues that we go through taking care of it. And the amphitheater is in disrepair. It didn't weather well. We've had a number of vandalism incidents along the bridge with the lighting. They've broken off lights inside of the amphitheater. They've trashed the sprinkler system as well as the lights that light up the trees. We're getting some pricing on that. We are fixing a leak in the marquee. We had to redo the front of the annex building because of water rot. We think we might have a leak over the stage, which we're having looked at. So we've got a bat problem, which apparently has always been at the Masonic Theater, a bat problem. So we're looking into taking care of it. We had a wonderful volunteer day to come in and clean the theater. And we're out fundraising. I think this was all in your packets tonight. This is a less than a ticket campaign. It's a $20 reoccurring campaign. We're seeing some traction in that. We've got some amazing grants from Alleghany Foundation, through the Chamber and the County, through the town of Clifton Forge. We're working on one with the Virginia and I Rebuild with Virginia. Right now, I will tell you, in all honesty, we run out of money at the end of April. So what I am doing is 100% fundraising right now. I'm not booking shows. I am concentrating on how we're going to get through this. I would be happy to share that financial information with any one of the supervisors. I have a projection sheet which shows exactly how it works and where the money's coming from. We are absolutely crystal transparent. I will let you look at anything you want to look at with the Historic Masonic Theater and understand exactly what we are up against at this time. So I'm here to answer questions. I'm usually in Clifton Forge Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but I'm always available on my cell phone or by my email. Please reach out if you have questions, if you have ideas, any thoughts you might have. I'd love for you to share a story about the Masonic Theater that you might have, that you attended a movie there when it was a movie house and how you feel about it. Any of those things help us in when we go out and do a plea for funding. And if we have your support, then that means so much to us. So I do appreciate your time this evening. Again, I'm happy to take any questions. And if you have questions later, please reach out.
Board member questions or comments?
Well, you do know that Rebuild Virginia had some major changes put into it the 28th of October.
We do, Mr. Cox.
That'll make it a whole lot easier for you. And it's availability of a lot more money there.
It is. We understand from all of our communication with them right now that we do not need to reapply, that they're going to apply additional funding to those who have applied already, but we are definitely on top of Mr. Cox.
Hopefully, if the federal government does try to help business again, there are some of us, we were on the lumber company, sawmill that time. We don't need any more help. Our part of the industry's come back. Anybody that's in the people handling business, this is going to go on for a long, long time. Y'all are the ones that need the help. A lot of us in
Sorry,
manufacturing.
Mr. Bennett. Sorry. Oh, you're in the wrong, Mr. Bennett, sorry.
Yeah, I was getting ready.
They're not married.
We were going to have fun after the meeting. Yeah.
You're right. I mean, Broadway is losing $35 million a week. Around the country, these performing arts centers are decimated, and predictions of coming back right now are maybe the end of June. The Metropolitan Opera has closed down for the year of 2021. Many of these small theater companies that produce wonderful theater will not be able to reopen. And it will be, live theater, I've been in live theater all my life. Since I was 9 years old. I got my actor's equity card when I was 9 years old and then moved on to being a stagehand and then a production manager and a stage manager. It is a quality of life. It is an escape. It gets you to a place where you never thought you could be when you are so overjoyed that you leap to your feet and applaud for a performance of something. You're not thinking of anything else but what you just saw. And when you don't have that in your life, something is terribly missing. And it's very difficult for me. I'm watching all my friends doing live video shots from their apartment, singing their songs or playing their music, but it's just not live. We had people in the theater a couple of weeks ago for the election forum for Clifton Forge. And it was just nice seeing people in the building, not necessarily applauding, but seeing people. And lastly, I just want to commend the community and the board members of Clifton of the Historic Masonic Theater. Even though we're out raising money, we spent Sunday selling soup for $10 a quart and made over $3,000 that we're handing over to the food pantry. That's not our money. We facilitated the fundraiser, and I think there may be a misconception sometimes that they thought that money goes to the Masonic. Every bit of it goes to the food pantry. So even though we're hurting, we still want to be there for our community. We are the heart of the community. We want to be known as a community gathering place. So your support would be great, and thank you so much for your comments, Mr. Bennett. I appreciate it.
I'm probably the only logger you'll ever meet that still remembers being in plays in high school and college.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever do it one time, you will remember it.
I bet you know.
My Fair Lady.
I bet you know a good friend of mine, Tom Sheets. You know
Time sheets?
Yep,
Yes.
yep.
And I still say Gibbon Hill Harry is the best one-man production I've ever seen in my life. I still watch that about once every 6 months myself.
Yeah, yeah. Hal Holbrook did a heck of a Mark Twain
Yes.
as a single performance that toured for many years that I really enjoyed seeing. And I just did a show of My Fair Lady at the Wayne Theater. I helped them design that show, so it's a great show.
People don't realize how much work it is to remember all of that, to memorize all your parts.
Yep, yep.
But once you do it, it's a lot of fun.
Love to have you on stage.
I stay out in the woods.
I'd see that.
Can I ask you one other?
Absolutely.
I can take a lot of time. How, I know what the now impact is, which has you shut down. There's a lot of people, the discussion is, how is this going to affect us? If a vaccine comes out in July the 4th of next year, everybody gets a shot and we think we're over. But the lifestyles that have changed so much, we're seeing it in people's buying patterns, they're buying more stuff for the house. I'm not so sure we're not going to be a different society. How long will, what's your opinion of how long will it take us to work us out of that to where?
Once we have full capacity back in the theater, 5 years.
So you think it would take 5 years?
Yes, sir.
I figure it would too. It's not going to happen overnight.
It can't happen overnight.
No.
People aren't coming out.
No, they have a different lifestyle.
Yep.
Well, it's second to restaurants and, you know, everything else.
Oh, the
Prior to-
hospitality industry has been decimated.
And they might as well sell those cruise ships to the United States military for target practice.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
And nobody's ever going to get on that. They will rust before they're going to be built again.
Well, I hope to welcome you all back to the theater very soon.
Thank you
Well, thank
so
you,
much.
sir.
Yeah, thank you.